Hi there, and welcome to our virtual tour. This experience has been captured in full 360, which means you are free to look around and explore as we take you on this journey. Simply click and drag on the screen, or use the video player's built-in controls to move the camera around. Welcome to Toraja, a mountainous, landlocked region of South Sulawesi. Toraja is a traditional area with locals living in handcrafted tongkonan, which are traditional houses. Tongkonan have a distinguishing boat-shaped and oversized saddleback roof, and in the original Toraja society, only nobles had the right to build them. Commoners lived in smaller and less decorated homes called banua. However, in modern times, many people choose to live in single-storey and more basic houses, as they let in more light and are more spacious. Tongkonan are customarily built facing north-south, and the internal space is small in comparison with the overwhelming roof structure that covers it. Inside, the tongkonan is typically cramped and dark, with few windows. However, as the Torajan people spend most of their time outside, the interiors are simply intended for sleeping, storage, meetings, and occasionally protection. In Toraja, the house is a symbol of a mother, whilst the barn, called an ailing, is the symbol of a father. Together, they symbolise a loyal partnership. The tongkonan is also the host of celebration activities in Toraja, including one of Indonesia's most intriguing celebrations, the Rambu Solo celebration of death, that we're exploring in this 360 video series. Rambu Solo, in the Torajan language, means the decreasing smoke, or is interpreted as mournings or event of death. And according to the Torajan custom, if someone dies and is not celebrated, their soul is still considered to be stuck hanging around the earth. It's for this reason that almost everyone who dies is celebrated, with the aim of bringing the soul of the dead person to Puya, or heaven, with the hope that the spirit will become Tomambali Puan, or interpreted as the spirit who has been given half the power of God to care for and bless their descendants in this world. This celebration is a very rare experience for us to be able to capture and share with you, as outside guests are generally not allowed to participate in this incredible 6-day ceremony. The first ritual of the Rambu Solo is called Mapatama Pati, or casketing of the deceased. And this takes place in a red draped room of the family home, where the body is preserved using formalin injections or using natural preservatives, such as a mixture of kandij leaves, ground coffee, tea dregs, and powdered buffalo horn shavings. During this time, the grieving family will also invite a pastor and congregation to come to the service at the deceased's home. Once preserving is completed, it's here in the home that the body of the deceased can stay for many months until it's time for the Rambu Solo. During this time, the body of the deceased is cared for as makula, or the way a sick relative would be treated, being offered food, water, and even cigarettes as though they were still alive. Inside the casket, the body is accompanied by all the deceased's favourite things, like clothes, their Bible, jewellery, and favourite items. This is to ensure they will accompany the deceased to Puya, or heaven. In the lead up to the Rambu Solo, there is a lot of work to be done, and it starts with the carving of a small statue of the deceased. For those considered to be upper class nobility, the statue is carved from long-lasting wood of the jackfruit tree, but for those who are in the lower social classes, these statues are made of more disposable materials, such as packing cloth on a bamboo frame, as these are discarded after the funeral ceremony is complete. For nobility, on the other hand, the statues will eventually make their way into the caves surrounding Toraja, being placed onto the rock walls to symbolise those who lay there to rest. Preparations for the Rambu Solo is a mammoth effort. In fact, it takes around 3 months to build and prepare the celebration area, which will be used for the festivities. This involves constructing the malantang, a site that includes huts for the families, guests, and of course the lakian, where the deceased are held during the event. Building this complex is such a huge task that different villages in the area are set a work schedule, and families of the deceased must provide the building materials, food, drinks, cigarettes, wine and arak to the workers, as well as cooked meats to take home. There is so much to do in preparation for the Rambu Solo, and so it is no surprise that it is a very costly celebration to families. There's infrastructure to build, sacrificial livestock to buy, and many workers' mouths to feed. In some cases, it can take years to save up the money to afford to participate in the celebration. All the while, the body is cared for in the home. However, whilst it's an expensive ceremony to take part in, there isn't a fear of actually spending that hard-earned money, as according to the teachings of the ancestral religion of Aluk Todalo, one day the deceased will become half God and will bless us in work or business. Join us in the next video where we'll get a close-up experience of the parading of the corpse in the streets of Toraja.